All right, Moses, some of the best athletes in our province headed down to Medicine Hat this weekend for the Alberta Winter Games.
And our region is going to be red hot because they have a great shot at medaling, specifically in archery.
A great shot, I like that.
You like that? Definitely, there's more of it to come in this story. 14 archers from Zone 7 will be competing. Our own Nerman Esau caught up with the group as they took in one last practice before the big event.
Ready, aim, fire. After months of training, 14 of the best archers in our region, Zone 7, are gearing up to compete at this weekend's Alberta Winter Games in Medicine Hat.
Earlier today, we were trying to get them to focus when there's a lot of distractions. So we were yelling, we were screaming, I was playing music, we were singing camp songs, we're trying to make them laugh, doing everything they can to make sure that they know how to stay in their bubble.
Carter Wortman first held a bow and arrow when he was only 4 years old. This is the 12-year-old's first time competing at the games. The pressure is something he's using as motivation.
I think pressure can make you 15% better or 15% worse. But for me, that's like 15% better. I can beat anyone that's out there.
Lac La Biche's Laura Toutant is also new at these games. For her, archery isn't just a sport.
It's something that a lot of kids can focus on, and they can think that they're really good at something. It gives them a sense that they're special and they're doing something unique.
Archery may not be a physical sport, but will test these athletes mentally. So a strong work ethic is expected of these shooters.
It's a huge mental game, so a lot of archers, especially unethical archers, tend to play head games with you. They'll say things just to make sure that that little voice in the back of your head starts messing with you. What we want to do is, first of all, make sure that we have ethical archers, so our archers are taught not to do that to other archers because it's unfair, but we're also teaching them how to get past those little voices in the back of their head and how to shoot their strongest in competition.
The team will head down to Medicine Hat this Saturday. The opening ceremonies will take place that night, with the competition running through until the 16th. Naramanisa, Newcap Sports.
Now, it was an ugly weekend for the Lloydminster Bobcats, one that had left them wondering where their game was. The Whitecourt Wolverines entered last Friday's game 1 point back, but with 2 straight wins over the Cats, that has them sitting 3 points up for second in the North.
It's a great learning experience, and sometimes that can be a good thing for a team. And it's how you react to it the day after, not so much what happens the day of, but now that it's happened, what are we going to do about it?
It's the first practice after the losses, and it was all about taking the body. Troy Van Tetering getting a good taste with the Brett Smythe hip check. The Cats understand that there will be some good games and bad games, but these uninspired tilts over the weekend cost them 4 points. Coach Garry VanHereweghe chalks it up to another lesson learned with 9 games to go in the regular season.
I think when you get through 2 games like that, you've just got to take it as a bad day at work, but you got to know I got to be a lot better. We're going to be looking at this a lot this year.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those games, just another tough weekend for us. I mean, we came off a few pretty good games beforehand, and yeah, it was just one of those weekends. We just felt a little bit off. We weren't really clicking. We were making not the right hockey plays, not the right plays we should have been. So kind of just one of those weekends that we got to learn from, and we just get those out of the way before the games really start to matter here in playoffs.
The Cats will look to stop their 2-game losing skid this Wednesday when they host the Drumheller Dragons. A little closer to home now, the Lloydminster Bobcats Junior Club shares a unique relationship with its fans. As a locally owned hockey team, it has many volunteers and sponsors to keep the Bobcats here in the border city. Now, in this week's Beyond the Boards, Drew Miller follows a few Bobcats that are volunteering their time to say thanks to local businesses.
All right. Hello, I'm Alex. Thanks for being our sponsors this year.
Alex Pernitsky and Greg Moro took the time on behalf of the organization to say thanks to local businesses that sponsor the team. Found Tire is roughly 1 out of 150 sponsors. The company says they are proud to do so.
Initially, we're all big hockey fans to start with. We know what it takes to have a small community pitch in and make a junior team successful.
The players know they would not have a team if it were not for these sponsors.
Financial support that they provide, and it's kind of a backbone to the whole organization and all that. And it's you can't describe it enough what it does for our club and the organization to keep us up and running. I mean, we appreciate it.
Each sponsor was given a card and a signed puck. For Kent, he appreciates the Bobcats taking the time to say thank you.
Few years that's been more evident with the Bobcat organization, and as a hockey fan and a sponsor, it's nice to have a little bit of connection there with the organization and the players.
With the RBC Cup coming to Lloydminster, it is an exciting time to be involved.
When you have a national championship being hosted by the local team, you definitely want to be involved and witness basically history in Lloydminster. So really excited to be able to sponsor that.
And it never hurts to know who is paying the bills.
I think it's nice to kind of get to know who's behind us, who's supporting us all the way, and who's supplying the money, so to speak.
Thanks, fellas. Thank you. Good for having us. Good luck.
Drew Miller, Newcap Sports.